Hello, I'm Randy McClure. Welcome to the latest supply chain tech brief.
All right, let's talk about a problem that gets all of us. How do you make a really smart, confident decision when you feel like you're just drowning in data? Well, we're going to get into it. You know this feeling, right? There's a huge decision on the horizon, but you're just staring at a screen, totally flooded with reports and dashboards and emails. You've got more data than ever before, but you feel completely and totally stuck. It's a real thing, and it's called analysis paralysis. And this quote from Randy McClure, man, it just nails it. There's a massive difference between just having data and being data ready. Being ready means you have the right information at exactly the right time to make a great call. So, how do we get there? How do we make that switch? Well, the solution is really a change in mindset. Instead of being data hoarders, we need to start thinking like detectives. I mean, a detective doesn't collect every single piece of evidence in the entire city, do they? No, they focus only on the clues that actually matter to crack the case. And to do that, we've got a framework, the five-step detectives toolkit. This is our roadmap. We're going to walk through every single one of these steps, all the way from defining the case to making that final confident decision. First things first, laying your foundation, or as I like to call it, defining the case. This is all about knowing exactly what you're trying to solve before you even think about digging for clues. Step one is to get absolutely crystal clear on your desired outcome. What does case close actually look like for you? And I'm not talking about some vague goal, I mean painting a super vivid picture of what success is. Why? Because that clarity, that becomes the North Star for your entire investigation. And just look at how specific these examples are. We're not just saying, let's improve retention. No, we're saying increase customer retention by 15% in the next 6 months. See, that level of precision is what separates the truly useful data from all the noise. Okay, with our outcome defined, let's move on to step two, mapping out your decision blueprint. This is where you define the scope, the criteria, and the constraints of your decision. Think of it like drawing a map of the crime scene. First step is scope. Think of this as a totally uncensored brainstorm of every realistic option on the table. So if you're picking a new software, you've listed every single potential vendor, Salesforce, HubSpot, Zoho, you name it. The goal here isn't to judge them yet. It's just to define the universe of what's possible. Next, we need our criteria. These are your must-haves. What are the absolute non-negotiables? For that software decision, maybe your criteria is a super user-friendly interface or some very specific security features. These are the standards you're going to judge all your options against. And finally, constraints. These are your guardrails. What are the hard limits? A strict budget? A deadline that you absolutely cannot miss. Identifying these things right up front saves a massive amount of time by knocking out options that just aren't going to work from the get-go. All right, next section, finding the right clues. This is where we go from just having data to actually having insight. Now, because we did all that work in steps one and two, we now have this incredibly powerful filter. We can look at this giant ocean of data and actually pinpoint what's truly relevant. We're not guessing anymore, we're targeting. This table here does a great job of showing the different types of clues we're after. See, we start with raw data, like a customer number. But when we analyze it, it becomes information, an insight that helps us make a timely call. And when that information gets used over and over, it becomes knowledge, the collective wisdom of our whole organization. A good detective knows how to use all three to build a really strong case. So how do you filter? Well, here are three simple questions to ask about any piece of data that comes your way. One, is it applicable to our desired outcome? Two, will it help confirm if our assumptions are accurate? And three, and this is critical, can we actually get it in a timely manner? If the answer to any of those is no, it's probably just noise, not a real clue. This brings us right to step four, find the missing information. This is all about identifying your information gap, that space between what you already know and what you need to know to make the call. Your entire effort from here on out is just focused on bridging that one specific gap. This is such an important warning. In our world today, it's so easy to think that more data is always better, right? But gathering too much stuff can seriously get in the way, leading straight back to analysis paralysis. The goal isn't to know everything. It's just to know what's necessary to move forward with confidence. And finally, we're at the last section, decide with confidence. It's time to crack the case. The final step is all about action. You gather only the most crucial missing information, you clarify it, and you deliver it within the time you have. This is where all that focused detective work really, really pays off. Okay, this is the core takeaway of this entire thing. The goal is not to find perfect information. That's a myth, and chasing it leads to endless delays. The real goal, the true prize, is to make a timely decision. It's about being agile and confident and action oriented, not stuck in a cycle of endless analysis. And let's be super clear here. This isn't about creating some beautiful, elaborate presentation. The process doesn't have to be pretty. The focus is on getting the best available information to the right people at the right time so they can make a rapid, informed choice. That's it. So there you have it, your 5-step path to being truly data ready. Define your outcome, map your blueprint, find the relevant clues, bridge your information gap, and then act with confidence. It's honestly that simple. By thinking like a detective, you really can cut through all that noise and start making better, faster decisions. So, my question to you is, which case will you crack first?
Hello, this is Raina McClure from SC Tech Insights. Thank you for listening. For more on this topic, click the article link below or go to www.sctechinsights.com for the latest insights on supply chain technology. Thank you and see you next time.